Hello, everyone. Welcome to Filmkopath. This is a discussion which features Arup and our guest. I could not be part of it due to some other commitments. But let me tell you, this is one hell of a discussion which you all are going to thoroughly enjoy. In an era of mediocre Bengali cinema, we as viewers have found certain glimpses of brilliance every now and then. Some glimpses which make us believe that better days of Bengali cinema are ahead of us. Films like Nagar Kirtan, Asha Jawar Majhe, Bakita Byaktigato, Once Upon a Time in Calcutta keep giving us that hope. And recently, we were lucky enough to be able to see the movie Dostojee by debutant director Prasun Chatterjee, which once again made us believe that good days of Bengali cinema could be ahead of us. Dostojee has traveled around the world, premiering at multiple film festivals, winning awards and accolades across the globe. News9 has perhaps been able to catch the essence of the movie by saying, and I quote, Dostojee is an ode to the purity and innocence of childhood friendships, loyalty, love, and loss, amidst a soaring wave of hatred and divisiveness. The film is coming to your nearest theatre soon. Leave everything aside and watch it. It is totally worth your time. But for now, watch the man of the moment, the director of Dostojee, Mr. Prasun Chatterjee, in a discussion with Arup about his film.
Thank you, Prasun. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know how busy you are, and you are also not feeling well, as I understand from you, and you have still made some time for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arup. It's my pleasure as well.
Okay, I'll straight jump into the questions. And as I told you, I'm really interested to understand from you that, you are one of those handful of Bengali filmmakers today who have taken this off the track route for his debut film. Like, you have not gone through the way the production, the mainstream cinema, or for that matter, anything comes out of this industry, and have approached it in a very different way. So if you can just take us through what has been this experience, the journey of Dostojee?
Actually, it was tough. I must say that it was tough, but it was satisfying as well. And you just said that I take some different path. It's not like that, because I didn't think about any other path as well. So this is the only path which I could take that time. So yes, it was tough, but it was satisfying as well. And now actually it's really very hard, it's very hard to explain that what I'm feeling now after this journey and all that. It's a very mixed and complex kind of feeling. And after this long journey, I can say that I should be, and I will be honest to you, that I'm little tired, I'm little tired because of so many things, because there was no professional producer and the studio. I become the accidental producer of this film, So the thing is that independently we are making a film. It's a different thing. And now I'm playing the role of a producer. And now the distribution and the whole thing. So it's a little tiring, I must say, but the process of making it was tough but satisfying. So
all these producers, not only Indian producers, you have producers from international arena as well in your film. So what was the process of approaching them? So how did they come on board?
Actually, I didn't approach them. Okay. After our film was selected in NFDC Film Bazaar recommend section in 2019 as a work in progress project, and actually that was the platform from where we started getting the international exposure and all that. So that time I met Ivy. Ivy is from Taiwan. So we discussed a little bit during Film Bazaar in Goa. Then I came back to Kolkata. Then we exchanged a lot of emails and all that. Then finally she came on board as a producer.
Right. And tell us, how did you choose this world, the world of Shafiqul and Palash that you show in the film. You take us to a very different terrain of Bengal, which we have rarely seen in our cinema. The Indo-Bangladesh border, the accent, the whole atmosphere is so refreshing. So, where did this connect start, and how did you place your story there?
Actually, I used to visit those places from last 13, 14 years. And somehow, it was not a conscious or some calculative decision. The thing, the story, the concept came on its own. So it was very intuitive, I must say, and it was not a conscious decision and all that. So I conceived the story over there, and the main thing is that I could put this story in some other parts of Bengal or some other village, but I wrote the entire script. I wrote the entire script in that particular location. So that location, that visuals, that landscape, and especially the soundscape, that was inside me. And that's why as you already watched the film, I believe you have noticed that there is no background music in the
There
film.
is no background music, yes.
And nature and the ambience, there are a lot of elements those are playing the role of background music. So when I conceived the story, I wrote the entire script in that location. Actually, the audio and the visual was with me. And if if I if I try to make this film in some other places or other village or other part of Bengal, I think I would not be able to do this film. So that could be a different film.
Different story.
So the location, the location, the landscape, the audio, the people, their dialect, their daily lives, habits, the socio-political things. So all those things are inside me. So it was not a very conscious decision. It was just I just went by the flow.
And I was actually meaning to ask you about the soundscape and the camera work. They are both marvelous, because while you have a story, and I'll come to that, but it's such a beautiful audio video pleasure watching the film. There is no background music, but there is this, the dialect itself, it touches your heart. The moment they start talking to each other, calling Dostojee, and there is this old Bengali songs that's playing. The camera is so beautiful. I really love that. Would not give spoiler, but when this big moment happens in the film and we see this lightning in the sky, so beautiful painting. There's so many frames which look like painting. If you could speak a bit more on the soundscape and the camera work.
Okay, let's start with the soundscape first. Actually, I designed the sound. I am the sound designer of this film as well. So earlier there was a sound designer, but I was not satisfied with his work. He might be writing his own way, but I was looking for something different. He was doing in some mainstream conventional way. The Bombay Blast and Babri Mosque news is coming, and the rumbling of. I didn't wanted that kind of thing. Either the frog and the crickets. So finally, I decided to design the sound because everybody had their own process of thinking and making and the executional part. So when I wrote the script, the audio was clear in my mind, absolutely. And before going on the floor, on the set or the location, we almost made the film in notebooks. So you can find at least 8 to 10 kilos of bunch of notebooks in my home. So and with the audio definitions and color definition, costume color scheming, entire color palette. So and I when I was writing and when I was doing the short division and finally the sound designing part in studio, I decided to not to go with any background music because there are so many elements in the nature, in the ambience. So you can play with them. You can create the drama. So like you can see the handloom. I did some a little tricky thing to create the drama. So and it's really very hard to understand or find if you are not that calculative or not that particular, like for a particular drama I need to enhance the drama. I didn't use the background music. I have an element, that handloom in that frame. So I just 2 or 3 decibel I increase the audio of that handloom, so that creates the drama.
Right.
So and the rustling in the paddy fields. So for the drama I just increase the wind and the rustling sound. So this become my background music. So this was the way I used to I use the soundscape. And like there are so many things, the azan and the crickets and the relentless sound of rain and all that puddlings. So this was for the sound parts. And for the visual, you can see there are I must say there are 3 phases. You can break it in 3 phases. There were two worlds. One is the first world is the world belongs to Polash and Shafiqul, and the other world is the world of adults. So when you can see in the film, we use long shots, nature, landscape, paddy fields, mango orchids, river, with mostly with green and blue tone for the world of 2 boys.
The 2 kids, yeah.
And 2 kids. And when in the film we are entering the world of the adults, we uses like a little gloomy, a little yellowish, and a little tighter, claustrophobic, a little darkish frame. So there is something gloomy. So these are these were the clear differences which we thought earlier, and this was written. And the third part is the after the mishap.
Yeah.
So and after the mishap, you can see after the mishap, we uses long shots, but those are dark, cloudy, and then after winter is coming, so entire nature become dry, green becomes shabby, the boys' world becomes shabby. So a little colorless with dust. That's why we shot the film almost throughout the year. We shot the season separately to get the natural color, texture. So the mango orchid and the trees were with full of dust, the wintry dust. So that's why the green becomes shabby. So this was the thoughts behind that. This is I can say that this is the precise way which I can say. And there are so many things, lot of things. So because there are a bunch of notebooks and logics.
And this whole thing was there in your mind when you went in to start the shooting.
Yes.
That is really fascinating. So from when were you thinking about this film, having these things in your mind before you eventually start shooting? How long was this process going on in your mind?
Actually, luckily or unfortunately, I got a little more time, because after conceiving the story, I was in the process, but that time I was also looking for the producer. And it and that become delayed, but the preparation was on. So but yes, precisely I can say that it was 1 year pre-production. And the mud houses which you have seen in the film, that those all are sets. We made those for 6 months. It took 6 months to make the sets. Then we gave the sets to some vagabond people in the border area who don't have any house and all that. So they used to stay there. That's how it become a little seasoned and looks close to reality and all that. And yes, it was 1 year pre-production, including the including the, like, what should I say, the jailing process with two boys and all that.
I have to come to them, the stars of your film, and they are so good. I mean, uh, whatever I have seen as performances this year, and I'm considering not only Indian cinema, I'm considering whatever cinema I have was this year, they stand out. They are so good in each frame, each of the frames they belong to. So I also understand you kind of picked them from that location itself, right? So what was this
Like,
process of understanding, okay, these are the two kids I need, and how did you train them? If you can take us through that.
well, it was another hectic job, the finding process. It took almost 8 months to find them. There were not a single primary school or madrasa which we didn't try, but it was very hard to find them. But suddenly one day we all were returning from a location Reiki. So we were looking for some location where we can make the sets, because I need the village of 90s, early 90s. But nowadays village are not like this, which we have seen in the film.
Yep.
So we have to recreate the time. So we were returning from a particular location, and we just stopped over a roadside tea shop in the village, and there was a huge playground, and I was having a tea and one cigarette, and suddenly actually some boys are playing football. So it was a throw, and some boy came just close to the
collect the
borderline,
ball.
and I said, and I called him. So he immediately ran away. And actually my dress, and I look a little different from the villagers.
Yeah.
So he immediately ran away, and when me and my other local coordinators, they ran after him, he started crying. He started crying. So
So that was Arif
was
or Asif?
no, that was Ashik.
Asif.
Polash,
Okay. Polash.
the character
Yeah.
Polash.
Yeah.
And then finally finally we got him, like, Polash. And Arif's story was like, he's like champion, like you have seen in the film. They both are talented, but Arif is something different kind of smartness he have. So I used to stay there in a friend's place, and I was about to return to Kolkata. So suddenly in the afternoon, there's a bang bang in the door. So I opened the door, and one little angry boy look at me. I have heard. He was saying that I heard that here is some director and he's taking child actors for his film. I said yes. So then he said, "Call your director." I don't have time. Call him. I need to go to play. So then I said that I'm the director. He took a long look and said, "No, you don't look like a director." Then I have to make him convinced that, believe me, I'm not lying. I am the director. Please come inside. Then you're saying, okay, I'm coming, but yeah, I'm in a hurry. So take me in your film. So I come inside. So and I give him. Actually, I was also in a hurry. I was about to return to Kolkata. Then I told him that, can you please just memorize some lines? You don't need to act and nothing. Just 5-6 lines. So, yes, I can. Give it to me. So what a confidence! And he was like, he was not able to pronounce the Bengali lines that time.
Okay.
So and this is the truth. This is the hard truth of the rural education system. I must say. So then I read the lines for him, and then said, you can repeat with me. So and he said, no, I don't need to do that. Just give me 5 minutes. So after 2-3 minutes, I'm ready. Then I said, just please memorize 3-4 lines. He was unable to say a single word. And immediately saying, see, I'm in a hurry. I need to go to play with my friends. And you have to understand, then I can do everything. But now I'm in a hurry. That's why I'm not in a position to concentrate. If you want to take me, or just leave it. then Then I returned back to Kolkata. Then after again, when I was in that location, I called him. So I was surprised by the confidence, and it was like he was like an onion. So after just 10-15 days, he was like, and I was really surprised. And for both of them, I must say, uh, actually, I was and I am lucky that I got these two boys, because they are actually earlier when we started the shooting. Now I can understand. I might a little underestimate their ability, because it was beyond of my expectation how smart and how intelligent these boys were.
Really.
So finally, actually, we are lucky. I am lucky.
And how was it about, making them understand this is the camera and you have to ignore it and walk? Was it very difficult, or they came into their being in a few days?
Yeah, they came into the being in a few days. And actually, before shooting, we become Dostojees. We three, me, Arif, and Shafiqul. Me, Ashik, and Arif, we three become Dostoji. So it was very important. Like they stayed with me before shooting at least 6-7 months, and I used to help them in the studies in the evening. We used to play football. We were making sets, and there was a playground just close to the set, and we were playing football in the evening, and in the late evening they were coming with their studies notebooks and all that. So it was like, we created that bonding. It was not a conscious decision, but it happened. We three become Dostojis, and I must say it was a mutual learning process. They not only learned from me, I also learned from them. It was a mutual learning process.
Right. And how beautifully they call each other, means, that accent stays with you after the film ends. And I keep on, I called a few people who I think very close to me, Dostojee, after I watched the film. That was the kind of impact it has. That sweetness of the word, so many things it conveys with that single word. So it is something belonging to that place, from where you tell your story.
Right. Yeah, actually, Dostoji is a very local term. It's not the term is not available in any kind of like Bengali dictionary and all that. It's a very, very, very local term. So in those areas, like very close friends are used to address each other Dostoji.
Beautiful. Also, tell us, Prasun, your film is also a commentary against the anti-communalism. However, you take a so subtle approach to it. You do not focus on what are the problems and the pains that we are having. You tell about it through the friendship of these two kids. Like, when I was watching the film, I was feeling something will happen. Something will happen that will surface. Okay, this is a Hindu kid and this is the Muslim kid, and there will be a clash. It never comes. And it kind of feels, there are bigger things in the cosmos than what small things we feel about and which part us. So this is something you always wanted to do. It was a conscious decision from your part to take this approach.
Yes, it was a conscious decision, because I am nobody to to spread some philosophy or some kind of suggestions, like because I don't know what is the way, and how can I suggest my audience that this could be the way, that could be I can show the situation, and I believe in only one ism. Actually, I am not a ism kind of person. But if there will be only ism, that is humanism for me. And it was a conscious decision, because this is not only in our country, you can see in the whole world. This power politics, it's not about the religious majority minority, it's everywhere. The power play about the minority and majority in everywhere, in the first world countries in as well, because I traveled a lot with this film, and I have faced. I don't want to disclose or say about those incidents. I also faced some incidents. So this is there in the whole world, maybe in some different way, in some different shape, different colors. So it was a conscious decision that the friendship. Actually, for me, the purest form of relationship is friendship. So that's why it was a conscious decision, and I chose that path to tell the story, and not diluting or not forgetting the situation and the reality. The reality is there. You can see in the film, but it's sublinear and very subtle, coming and going around and all that. So it was a conscious decision.
True. Also, tell us about this ending you choose. It's very sublime. It takes a very different tone and very different way the film ends. It's not something you expect, where Shafiqul kind of finds his friend in the nature. So if you can just, I know the film is releasing in another few days, but without spoiler, without anything, if you can just tell your perspective of getting into this ending.
Actually, there are two reasons or logics. One is from the director's point of view, the director's perspective, that I wanted to bring Shafiqul in a normal life, in a normal process of life, because death is not the ending. Death can't be the ending. So, because life is beautiful, and life is more powerful than death. The beauty of life, and there is another thing, that is, he's a Muslim boy, and growing up in a believing, practicing Muslim family. They used to go to madrasa and they used to read Quran, Hadith, and all that. So in Islam, there's a strong point, and there is a strong indication, life after death. So a boy from a practicing Muslim family, he believes a life after death. So this was his logic, and it was a kind of open end for the audience.
Right.
So it was his. I actually, in this interview, I am not in a position. I must say, in this chat session, so I'm not in a position to disclose more thing, and I am not in a position to say more thing. As you watch the film, you can. I hope you can understand my point. What I'm trying to say. One is belief from the family. Belief is a practicing Muslim family, and another is the director's point of view, that I always wanted to bring him in the normal world, the world of life, not the world of death. The friendship is eternal, but actually life is beautiful. So
I think you have said enough, because whatever the audience might be missing just watching this interview, they will absolutely get what you are trying to convey once they watch the film. And you all have to definitely watch the film. It's releasing across Kolkata now, right?
No. Actually, some rural district in West Bengal, Kolkata, and Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Tripura, Kochi, Trivandrum, and Chennai as well.
Wow, great. So you will have to definitely watch the film, because we so many times we talk about, the Bengali cinema, Bengali industry is going through this mediocrity and all. So if we do not support this kind of brilliant efforts, then it is the status quo that remains. So absolute fascinating film that we watched this year. And Prasun, this film has also traveled the whole world, right? I mean, how many festivals did you travel?
Festivals, I need to count. Actually, it's more than 30. And the country is 26. 26 countries, already traveled to 26 countries and won 8 international awards. And in coming next 3 months, it will be in 7 more countries.
Right. If you can share some experiences, whatever has been the most close to heart experiences for you while you were showing this film to the global audience.
Okay, let me think, because there are a lot of reactions and there are some really very close to my heart. So, uh, okay, well, there was when I was in London after the world premiere. So I was surrounded by the press and British media and some international media. So there was an old lady around in she was in her 70s, mid
Okay.
70s might be, and she was a little far away from me. I was surrounded by the press and there was flashlights and all that. So suddenly I just had a very subtle eye contact with her, and I understand that she wants to tell something to me. So then I like she immediately like then then she indicate me that you please finish your interviews and all that. I can stay, I can wait. Then I said, hey, and I just like, come here, please come here. So after the interview and all that, like more than 35 minutes she waited. And after everything she came and like she told me that her husband died, and children and grandchildren, they are like busy in their own lives, like the like their own system or culture. So, and she has a friend, her classmate, school friend. So that lady got divorced after at the age of like 72 or 73 years. So now these two old ladies, two friends,
Okay.
they used to stay in a separate house and they were school friends. And she told me that after returning to home, so from today till we won't die, we will call each other Dostoji.
Wow.
Yeah, and she like hugged me like 40-50 seconds, like she started patting and hugged me and saying just like this, oh son. So, and she kissed on my forehead, and just the next day there was a show and there was a screening in ICA. ICA is very famous Institute of Contemporary Arts, London, and she came with her friend, that another old lady, and in front of me they are addressing each other in a little British dialect, Dostojee, Dostojee, and it was like so fulfilling
More
experience.
than all awards, right?
Actually.
Yeah. So what's next, Prasun? You thought about your next film, next project?
After all this distribution thing and all that, now I'm more a producer than a filmmaker. But I'm not liking this at all. But I have to do because I have some responsibility for my investors, because this is a very, very costly medium and we need to recoup the money, and obviously with some profit.
Yeah.
So after this whole distribution thing, I will take a leave for 1 month without internet, essentially in phone.
Great.
So yeah, I have to be connected with my laptop and emails and all that. But I will try my best to not to use internet in my phone. So I will take a break for 1 month. I will go to those border areas, maybe in villages or maybe some village in some hillside. So after that, I will start the research process, and I have 2-3 things in my mind. So it's too early to say that which one I will make, because actually I need that 1 month break, because I need to unlearn. I need to clear my. I need a blank blackboard, because now this is full with so many calculations, distribution, sales, and blah 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 blah. So I need to shift all of these things. I need to unlearn. So that will be the 1 month when I will decide finally, because I already have an offer from Japan, as the film won the top prize Golden Shika in Nara. So we own a $1 million US fund in Japan. So we will get that fund only if we make that film in Japan, at least 70% of shooting. So, and I also have 2 offers from 2 studios from Mumbai. So, but I need to think, but because I have something already in my pipeline, so before getting these offers, and let me think. I have to think, and that 1 month will be the final thing, and I will decide that time.
Yeah, please do that, because if you do that, we will get something again like Dostojee. Such a glorious film, Prasun. Congratulations again, and
Thank you so much.
it has
Thank you
been
so much.
such a beautiful experience watching your film and then talking to you. Thank you so much, Prasun.
Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll meet. There will be a physical meeting very soon.
Yes, very sure. You come out of this busy schedule of yours, let the film get released. Would love to talk you in length about cinema. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.